Hello, once again, it's your most influential transportation program on television. This is the Lagos Transportation Agenda, where we highlight current trends, topical issues, as well as emerging trends in the dynamic and multi-dimensional world of transportation. My name is Austin Iyan. Our concern for transportation and traffic management in Lagos State is shared by the Lagos State government, which has made it a central theme in the Greater Lagos Initiative. Traffic management is one of the drivers, of course, of a modern day economy and the efficiency of outcomes in any society. And in Lagos State in particular, the Vehicle Inspection Service is at the center of this, driving the issue of making sure that vehicles on our roads are in tip-top condition. Today, we are going to be talking about the operations of the VIS in Lagos State, and with no other than the director of the VIS of the Ministry of Transportation in the person of Engineer Akin George Fashola.
Nice to see you again.
Engineer Fashola and I will be discussing the operations as well as the challenges and opportunities that the VIS is confronted with as it tries to make sure that the vehicle situation in Lagos State and the driving culture, as an extension of that, is in tip-top shape. Please stay with us. Welcome back. It's Engineer Akin George Fashola, Director of the Vehicle Inspection Service of the Ministry of Transportation in Lagos State, on the show today. Engineer, let me start by asking, last time we were on the show, you took us through all the nuances and the nooks and crannies of the operations of the VIS and what impact it is having on managing vehicle health, basically, in a mega city such as Lagos. It's not an easy task, and the transportation is such a dynamic phenomenon. So how in the past, let's say 1 year, how have your methods kept pace, if you like, with the dynamic changes that are going on, on our roads, especially as far as vehicles are concerned?
Thank you. Okay, so our methods and procedures haven't really changed that much. So what we have been focusing on is how to fine-tune how we implement most of the things that we do. What we have found over the course of the year, we're more proactive in the aspect of advising and educating people on what they need to do for their vehicle. So one of the things that we've learned over the course of the year is that we need more collaborations with other states, because there's a tendency for some citizens to want to take the easy way out.
Yes.
and go to another state to go and perfect a document, so to speak. And we need to educate them on that aspect. So what we're trying to do also is to liaise with other states, bring them into the fold of how we feel things should be done in terms of vehicle maintenance, vehicle inspection, and the likes. But for the most part, things haven't really changed that much. We've been doing our regular enforcement, our regular inspection. We've upped the pace on the inspection centers. We're able to accommodate more vehicles.
Okay.
I bet we have some issues here and there, but that is understandable. I think for me, the key is how quick and how effective are we into adapting to those challenges that we have. And for the most part, I would give the department, the service, maybe a score of 75, 80. There's still room for improvement.
Yes.
And we will tackle that as we go along, heading into the new year.
Okay, so you talked about your efforts to get the buy-in of other, especially neighboring states.
Yes.
What's been the response so far?
It's 50-50.
All right.
When I say 50-50, yes, they see the vision, they understand what we're trying to do. But you also have to look at it from their own perspective, which is maybe lack of infrastructure,
yes,
financial capacity. But for the most part, I think those are challenges that they can overcome. We overcame.
At least there's a willingness.
Yes,
like you say, they see the vision.
There's a willingness.
Yes.
So if we can overcome it, so it's not something that's specific to any state. They can overcome it too. They just need the commitment and the willingness to push forth. So overall, I think most states. And
how are you helping them? You know, because you have highlighted the handicaps that they have. How are you helping them to along? You know,
so a lot of the things that we are doing in the states have also been introduced to other states,
yes,
especially with the consultants that we are liaising with. Those introductions have led to positive aspects of vehicle inspection in those states.
Yes.
And I think in the foreseeable future, you will see some states be on par with Lagos states in terms of vehicle inspection. So I'm very hopeful, and I think the future looks bright. Also, to buttress my point, this year we started proof of ownership, which is universal to all states in the Federation.
Yeah.
This will very much align and allow the Vehicle Inspection Service to be able to identify and also check and balance vehicles that are coming from different states in terms of originality of vehicle documentation,
yes,
and the testing process in which they have gone through, and validity of the vehicle documentation.
Wow. Okay, let me start my second question with a funny episode, something I saw online. The VIS officer confronting a driver on a very terrible road, and telling the driver, your vehicle is not roadworthy. And the man responded, "Is your road car worthy? Is it vehicle worthy? Don't you know that sometimes my vehicle is this way because the road is this way?" We were a few weeks ago. We were with the guys at the Civil Works Department and all that, and they gave us a preview, an overview of what they've been able to do in terms of road maintenance and all that. And we know, of course, there have been new roads, new things that the government has been doing to make sure to ease driving in Lagos. Would you say, is that something that you encounter? People saying, for example, that maybe the road that I'm driving on is what is affecting my vehicle. Is that something you come across, and what would always be your answer to that?
That comes up a lot.
Okay.
And it's something officers encounter on a daily basis. But my simple answer to that is road maintenance is an ongoing battle. It's an ongoing thing that the state will forever be engaged in.
Yes.
Now, if you say, is the road good for my vehicle to ply, before you start asking me whether my vehicle is roadworthy, I will answer that for all the roads that the state government has perfected, that has done, that is flawless, that is beautiful, that is easy to drive on, is the same vehicle you are going to take on those roads.
Exactly.
So your point is neither here or there. The essence of it is, it is not for the vehicle inspection service to be hammering on your vehicle. It is for the driver's own good.
Yes.
I don't drive in the car with you. And equally, when you get to a bad road, if your car is in a better shape than it ought to be, it provides an opportunity for you to at least drive safer than a vehicle that is not in good condition. It's a fairly simple, straightforward answer. For all the roads that we perfect, that we do you want to take the same bad vehicle to those roads and cause more problems? So that really doesn't pan out.
I used to, in those days, I used to have an issue with these vehicles that have this tag made for Nigerian roads. And I'm like, shouldn't all roads, all vehicles, so made for Nigerian roads?
I think in that aspect, that particular tag might have been written badly. Because when you say made for Nigerian roads, there are equally bad roads in other climates too.
Exactly.
I can take you other parts of the world where the roads are even more terrible than Nigeria. But that's not a good analogy of what should be put on a car.
Yes.
You can have bad roads anywhere. The point here is, as much as possible, Lagos State government endeavors to fix those roads as they wear out. It's not going to stay smooth forever.
Yes.
We have to upkeep it. We have to maintain it. And the public also needs to help us maintain it. When you drive a car that the tires have expired and you are on the move and you have an explosion, the rim cuts into the concrete or into the asphalt, that destroys the road. Those are some of the factors that contribute to bad roads. So, everybody has a role to play in that aspect. It's a 50-50 thing. You do your part, and I promise you the state will do their own part. We are doing, and we will continue to do it.
Well said. We'll go on break now, and we'll talk about, when we come back, we'll talk about all the parts that every stakeholder has to play on the Lagos transportation agenda after this timeout. Please stay with us.
Great economies are built on good transportation network. This is why Lagos State Government through LAMATA has been working tirelessly to enhance the state's transport infrastructure and implement the Strategic Transport Master Plan (STMP) for Lagos and create a world-class transport network for the metropolis. The STMP would deliver 6 rail lines, 1 monorail, 14 BRT routes, 26 water transport routes, 3 cable car routes, and several road interventions to promote the integration of the transport modes. When all these projects are completed, there will be lower emission, leading to better health for all, lower road crashes, better quality of life, and faster economic growth. With the BRT already running in some corridors, jetties being upgraded, and rail line from Okokomaiko to CMS coming on board soon, life of Lagosians in the face of Lagos is changing every day. A healthier and more prosperous Lagos is in the making, and LAMATA is driving it. LAMATA, keeping Lagos moving.
If you're just joining, is the Lagos Transportation Agenda, and my guest has been Engineer Akin George Fashola, the Director of the Vehicle Inspection Service of the Lagos State Ministry of Transportation. Engineer, I believe that because of the synergy that your department has with all other departments, there is, I should say, the aim is all aimed at a safer driving culture.
Yes.
Now, I want to hammer on that word culture. Do you see a culture emerging in terms of compliance by motorists, in terms of, in your own case, vehicle maintenance, vehicle health, vehicle safety? Do you see a culture emerging, especially since you've been on this job?
That's a fantastic question. Yes, I do. That's a simple answer. But for the most part, I think I want to share some of my experiences. Since we started compulsory vehicle inspection, I've seen a lot of attitudinal change in vehicle owners. When you point out the defects that occurs when they go through testing, they are quite amazed that, wow, I didn't know that. Thank you very much. I'll go sort this out. Stories along that line, and it gives you a perspective of the vehicle that you own and what it entails to own that vehicle. For the driving culture, I think it's a step-by-step process. We need to instill to the motoring public that what the state is trying to do, is trying to show in the megacity, is how to be compliant with minimum safety standards. Yeah, it's like let me put it this way. It's like a new parent that just had a child. This is the first child. Of course, they're not going to have any experience with
having children.
Yes, but you learn.
Yes.
So by the time you have the second one, you know
from experience of the first one.
From the first one. So it's a continual educational process. We need to show the relevance. We need to show the importance of what Lagos State is trying to showcase, especially the vehicle inspection service, how mandatory testing of your vehicle helps you, the vehicle, and the state. It's a collaborative effort, so it is not only VIS, also Lagos State Drivers Institute, how to educate the public on better driving, especially the commercial drivers, how to be a professional, how to handle a vehicle, how to treat your vehicle, those type of things. So I think, yes, for me, that trend will continue, and we will look at other ways in which we can engage the public and also speak to them and advise them and pass critical information to them about vehicle maintenance, vehicle ownership, and the likes.
How are you leveraging on technology? I know that, of course, the Lagos State, all the agencies involved in this whole ecosystem have adopted very actively, intentionally, technology in some form or the other, from speaking with stakeholders. How are you leveraging technology in your own case?
That's also very... So in terms of VIS, 99% of all our processes and procedures have gone digital.
Okay.
So we use the assistance of cameras for enforcement. We use the assistance of handheld devices for enforcement.
Yes.
Processing your documents is on a database. The evolution of where we're trying to get to is how to seamlessly engage the public in terms of registering your vehicle for testing. We still need to work out some kinks in that aspect.
Okay.
Also, we want to make the process of obtaining your roadworthiness a lot more seamless than it is now. There are a couple of challenges that we need to overcome in that aspect. I think some of it we've done a very good job. We could do better, and that would be the scheduling of vehicles. Some would say we need more centers.
Okay.
I would say that's not necessarily the case. When I look at the numbers from the tests that we've done, what I see is that the concentration is based mainly in certain areas as opposed to others. So we need to maybe a better time management, how to dissipate vehicles or encourage them to go to other places to have more freedom in terms of their time management.
Exactly.
So those are the things. But technology has come to stay, and it has helped us tremendously. It will continue to help us, and we will look for ways and avenues in which to integrate better and use it more effectively. Okay,
that brings me to what I would say is a vexed question.
Yes.
Which I always ask any opportunity I get. The issue of ensuring compliance either through sanction and also through incentive. So that's basically a double-barrel question. Sanctions. Because, I mean, like it or not, we live in a society where, sorry to say this on air, there's a certain unruliness, a discipline on the part of our people. It's been tackled in very ways, with different levels of success. In the case of the VIS, sanction, incentive. How are you approaching that?
So this,
or you just hope for the best. You educate and hope for the best.
No. First and foremost, let's get this straight. Sanctions that we do in VIS is not a revenue drive, and it has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
It is to help the motorists not to be on the wrong side of the law. So I'm not one for incentive. You cannot incentivize bad behavior.
No, I'm talking of good behavior.
Or good behavior. Well, the good behavior is for your own good. It is for the driver's good.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily benefit you. Well, the driver can take that up.
Okay.
I think what we are trying to push to the public is a sense of responsibility, a sense of ownership for your own behavior, for your own actions.
Okay.
Being mindful. Let me give you an example. I, as the Director of Vehicle Inspection Service, I have my own schedule, which the vehicles that I own, I have a calendar that I have programmed on my phone to remind me of when the documentation is due for expiration.
Yeah.
Even though we send out text messages for roadworthiness certificates, vehicle license expiration, and the insurance companies also send out reminders about the expiration of your. I take it on as a personal agenda for myself to remind myself. Some people forget. Some people don't even.
It doesn't come into.
It doesn't come into
factor into their
Some
priorities.
people employ other people to do it for them.
Yes.
Whatever works for you, but the point is, for every action there's a consequence, and for every inaction there's also a consequence. Lagos State doesn't enjoy giving anybody any fine. It is not something that we pride ourselves on. It is just a means of deterrent to make sure that we are all on the same page. And let me tell you why that is important. It is important because the roads that we all use doesn't belong to one person. It is a shared asset.
Yeah.
So if you make an error on your part, you are putting thousands of other people in jeopardy. So we need to understand that and focus on that and accept the fact that there has to be controls and measures put in place to allow everybody to be safe. That is just the basic point that the state is trying to make in terms of that.
Right. That's quite what I would call a bully. How do you Americans call it? A bully pulpit. It's been a bully pulpit this last words. Well said, Director of VIS. I've been speaking with Engineer Akin George Fashola, Director of the Vehicle Inspection Service of the Ministry of Transportation in Lagos State. Thank you for watching, and I hope you take those words to heart if you follow this program up until the end. I'll see you next week, hopefully, on the Lagos Transportation Agenda. Until then, stay safe, take care of yourself. On the road, be safe, be mindful of other people's safety as well. Bye-bye and God bless.